Hi, my name is Janai Moorhead with Foundation Consultants, and I'm going to talk about the Paycheck Protection Program. Specifically, I'm going to talk about this program as it relates to independent contractors, self-employed, and specifically my faith-based community, which involves people who are on the road, evangelists, and people who make a living through the 1099. So this is a group of people that I have been helping, and so I wanted to also just go through some of the program and also the application. So we'll start with the SBA site. You may have seen the news talking about the Paycheck Protection Program, and your bank also may have a link to it. But I'm here at the SBA site because the money is actually coming from the Small Business Administration of the federal government. So I'll just go over just a few things, and then I will also put a link to some places that I feel have very good information. So let me close the picture here so that I won't be in your way talking all over the screen. All right, I'll come back to you soon. All righty. Okay. I'm scrolling down here, and what I want to talk about first is that if you do not have a bank, or if your bank is no longer accepting applications, then the best thing to do is to hit this link here and find a lender in your area. The next thing you need to know is that the Paycheck Protection Program is a loan designed to provide direct incentive for small business to keep their workers on the payroll. So if you're an independent contractor or sole proprietor, you are the worker. And the money can be used for payroll, rent, mortgage, interest, or utilities. And also, scrolling down, who can apply? The people that I am directing my video for are sole proprietors, independent contractors, and self-employed persons. Okay. And then also, it's important for you to know that the loan will be fully forgiven if the funds are used for payroll costs, interest on mortgages. That's not the mortgage, it's the interest on the mortgage. So what you have to do is you have to take your mortgage statement, and you are going to have to look at what part is the interest. And also rent and utilities. So it's you really have to be very careful on how you spend it if you get it. Okay. Forgiveness is based on the employer maintaining or quickly rehiring employees. Forgiveness will be reduced if full-time headcount declines or if salaries and wages decrease. Okay. So for the self-employed independent contractor, that is not a problem. You just have to spend the money on what you would have originally paid yourself, okay, and based on the amount of money that you get. So let's quickly go to now the application. Okay, there are two parts to this loan. One is the application, and the other is the loan for, let me scroll up here. Okay, the loan forgiveness application. So this loan forgiveness application is the second part, okay? First, the borrow application, and then the loan forgiveness. Because after you apply for the money, you have 56 days, okay? And then within that time period, you must provide the SBA or your bank with a loan forgiveness application. And then here is where the documentation comes in for you to show them that you have spent the money correctly and that now you want the money forgiven or the loan forgiven. So in this video, we are going to concentrate on the application, and then in another video, we will concentrate on the forgiveness application. So it's pretty simple. It mostly is done online. This PDF document, the PDF document that is in front of you right now can be found at the SBA.gov PPP loan site. And also the forgiveness application also can be found there. And they want you to see that not only is the application simple, but also the same application that your bank has online should mirror this one. There should be no other parts of the application. The bank can't add any other parts to the application. What the bank can do after you submit the application is now ask for documentation of everything that you put down on this application. So you have to be very careful at what you put down. So in this case, the first part is checking whether you're a sole proprietor or independent contractor. Even those of you who run 501c3 nonprofits can apply. If any of these apply, then you're fine. If you have a DBA or trade name, you can put that down. The business legal name and the business address. If you are a sole proprietor or independent contractor, you will be using your social security number. Make sure you have a business telephone, primary contact, which would be your name, and an email address. Very important. Now here we get into the math part. Are you going to put down your average monthly payroll? So let's say as an independent contractor, your average monthly payroll is $4,000, and this is based on your 2019 taxes. And now here is a little bit of figuring. It says the average monthly payroll times 2.5 times 2.5 plus an EIDL. So let's start with the 2.5 times. So average monthly payroll, for example, is 4,000 times 2.5. That would be $10,000. So let's stick that in there. Okay, now let's talk about the EIDL. Okay, so the EIDL is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And if you have taken out a loan, then what they are asking you to do is add the net of advance. For example, if you took out the EIDL, then whatever the balance is, because you would have gotten some funds in advance, and so whatever the balance is, they want you to add that if you have it, okay? And then also they want you to put in the number of employees. If you are an independent contractor or sole proprietor, most times it's just one, okay? And then the purpose of the loan, of course, payroll, you can put them all, lease, mortgage, interest, utilities, and other. Now, I'm going through this application, but I want you to know that this is just a sample and that you must read the directions and get the advice of your CPA or professional if possible. Okay. And then the applicant ownership. So they want you to list all owners of 20% or more of the equity of the application. So if you are the only owner, then your name would go here, your title, your ownership would be 100%, and then of course you would put your social security number and your address. And then there are specific questions that you have to answer yes or no to, and then some certifications for the rest of the applications. It tells you right at the top here, if questions 1 and 2 below are answered yes, the loan will not be approved. And those have to do with suspension or debarment. And then that's number 1. And number 2 is, have you or any owner ever obtained a direct guaranteed loan from SBA that is currently delinquent or has defaulted in the last 7 years? So if you answer yes to those, then you're out of the game. Stop right here. Hopefully they're no, so, but answer appropriately. Then we drop down to more questions. And again, the instructions say if questions 5 and 6 are answered yes, the loan would not be approved. And question 5 and 6 have to do with criminal activity. So again, answer correctly and truthfully. And then moving down to more certifications, you would answer or read these rather, and you are certifying on each one, okay? And then also you would have to check mark the certifications at the bottom, or your initials rather. You would have to put your initials. Now, I've gone through some applications or the process helping people with their bank, and you will have to certify and do this all over again at least 2 or 3 times. So each time the questions will be the same, each time answer correctly and truthfully. And then down at the bottom, this is a paper form, but your bank will ask you to sign electronically. So, and then here is moving on down to the rest of the application. There's instructions and things that you need to read, but I am leaving that all up to you. I just wanted to go through just the application, and this will be online. And again, you would go back to, if you can't find an online lender, then I would want you definitely to go back to the SBA, and you would go to find a lender here and then put in your zip code, okay? So this is Janai Moorhead with Foundation Consultants, and I appreciate you tuning in and listening to this notice, and I hope it helps someone. Like my page, which is Foundation Consultants Janai Moorhead, that's on Facebook, and I'm Janai Moorhead on Instagram, and also Janai Moorhead on YouTube, and I hope you can subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.